But then the whole time, he had a girl pregnant the whole time, had no idea. And then the baby was born on my birthday. On my birthday. When I tell you, I could never look past that.
Taking trips, come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't lay today, make me wonder who you might have been playing with.
Literally every single time I say that I would never date a guy with kids, and I just be like, let me just see what it's about, it always backfires. I'm gonna give you guys 6 reasons why I, and you should as well, never date someone that has kids. And don't worry about this black dye that's on my hand because I just colored my hair jet black and I didn't have any gloves. But nevertheless, let's get into it. The first reason why I would not recommend dating someone with kids, from my point of view, is that I am selfish and I am unapologetically selfish. There are certain sacrifices that a parent has to make that I don't make. I don't even think about these things. And I, as someone who doesn't have any kids, I'm just not willing to start making those sacrifices now, especially if it's not even sacrifices pertaining to my own seed. I think it's unfair for someone like me to be expected to get on board and make those sacrifices. Plus, I like my man to myself. So I don't want to share you with your friends. I don't even want to share you with your family. So by dating a man with kids, you have to realize that you don't have that man fully to yourself. He's going to be committed to his children first and foremost, and be committed to that child means being somewhat committed to the child's mom. And hell no. If my man has planned a nice date for us and everything's going good, but then all of a sudden your baby mom calls because your child needs something, or your child's sick, or your child calls you because they want to hang out with you, you're a parent first, so I'm gonna assume you're gonna do what's right. But then also the selfishness in me is like, fuck them kids. And that brings me to reason number 2 is I am team fuck them kids. Respectfully, I don't have kids. I don't have to deal with kids. I'm not a teacher. I only have a niece, and when I'm babysitting her, it constantly reminds me of why I am so grateful that I waited to have children. I feel like I can only truly tolerate a child that has come from me, that I have raised. Everybody's kids are different, but like I said, respectfully, I'm team fuck them kids, and I just don't have time for it. Reason 3 why I would not date a man with kids is that I don't have time to be a stepmom to anybody. Like it or not, when you're dating someone and then you are actually in a relationship and you become serious, you already have to get into that mode that you're stepping in another shoe, which is becoming that extra parent. And people like to say, oh, my child doesn't need a mom, or blah blah blah. It's going without saying, if you're dealing with somebody with a kid and y'all are serious, you're going to step into that role. That's understood. I am not being a surrogate mother, a step parent to anybody. I've only been a mother to my kids, so I don't want that practice. And then not only that, when you're in a relationship with someone that has a child and then you separate, you have that burden of, oh my gosh, while me and this person are done, I have a connection with this child, and I don't want to just disappear and leave them, but I'm done with the relationship. So it's a way that like men would try to keep you latched on. And then a lot of times you have men that really want to date a woman that doesn't have kids because it's like, oh, she can be like a stepmom or a surrogate or like a babysitter. Hell no. I always find it funny when I do encounter men with children and they find out that I don't have kids. They always get so excited. But it's like, what you excited for? To do what? I'm not gonna be next. I'm not gonna be your baby mom number 2, 3, 4, or whatever. Don't even try it. The oh, the fourth reason why I would not date a man with kids is because when you have children that are born or raised in separate households, it breeds underlying resentment. For example, if I was silly enough to date a man with children, and me being who I am, let's say that I'm well to do, I have things going on for myself, a great educational background, a nice career, and let's say that his child's mother may not be on the same level as me. Who knows? The child that I have with him and the child that he has with her, they're gonna grow up so differently. And that child's gonna grow up wondering, why didn't I have dad in the household? Why wasn't I special enough for dad to live with us? Why does my brother get to live in a nicer home than me? Why does he go to a better school than me? It's going to breed resentment, and it's just something that's not even fair to the children. It's never going to be fair. Ladies, if you're watching this, I urge you to ask these men if they have kids, because I've noticed that they conveniently leave that information out. And they say,
"Oh, I wanted to wait to tell you until I knew we were serious."
no, because if I knew that from the get-go, it was gonna be a swipe left. It was gonna be a no, you can't have my number. It's gonna be, I'm not interested. And I feel like men deflect and ask you so many questions about you, trying to get in your business, but they leave out that they are a parent, which I think is very weird to leave out if you have kids. I feel like it's not fair, especially you could be dealing with a person that doesn't want children or doesn't even care for children. So that information, that needs to be put out there. And I feel like men just always like to leave that out. When I tell you, there is nothing more of a turn off than a man that is a baby daddy. I'm not talking about men that were married before they had children and then they went through the marriage and life happens, it didn't work out, and now they're divorced and they're a single man with a child. That is different. No different than a woman who had a marriage before she had a baby and it didn't work out and she got a divorce. Now she's a single woman, not a single mother, because there's a huge difference between the two. A single mother is a woman who the child's father does not participate in anything at all. She's doing everything by herself. A single woman with a kid is just a single woman, and the child's father is very active. She's just not with him. So let's go ahead and get that understood. But this, not to target anyone that has been in a marriage, the marriage did not work out and so forth, because that is understandable. You went in the right way, it didn't work out. But if you're going in there reckless, irresponsible, don't even come out. And here was a guy that I was just so into, which is, oh my God, it was so much emotion, so much everything about this man. I was just like, oh, I cannot stand no business with this man. I'm not coming out for this man. But once I found out that he had a baby and he was a baby daddy, I couldn't see him the same anymore. Everything about him was just extremely unattractive. Everything about him was just like, ugh, like, oh my gosh, you're someone's baby daddy. Plus, your baby's still young, so you're just being way too irresponsible for me, and I don't want no parts in it. I don't care to know her story, what you're saying about her, and blah blah blah. And let's also get into the fact that a lot of these men dog their baby moms out, but you never trust that because you just never know what the real story is. He would always try to reassure me like,
"Oh, don't worry about it. I can almost be there 100% for you, and I can still be a father."
and even though he claims like, oh,
I target an abortion with a one-night stand, willing for us to go that far.
I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, oh my God, you're a baby dad. Like, a baby dad has like a stench. Like, it's just, it smells bad. The title smells bad. And that brings me to my next reason, is that I need all your resources, all of it. And if you are a parent, you don't have like a lot of resources to allocate. And then there's certain resources like your time that you're going to give to your child that I might say, no, I want your time. Or I need something really important. And if I need something, but then your baby needs something and your baby mom needs something, logically you're gonna go and provide for your kid and then your kid's mom. But for me, as no, baby, I need what I need. I find it funny that when men know that I am team F them kids, they still work overtime to convince me to change my mind, to convince me like,
No, send me fun to people.
no, you should date people with children. And the reason why you should date people with children is because it's going to be easier because they have practice, they have playmates for you, they are in the same lifestyle as you and they understand. I don't know what's people's obsession of having children and wanting child-free women or child-free men. No, if you're a woman and you have kids, you need to be dating a man with kids. And if you're a man with kids, you need to be dating a woman with kids. If you do not have any children, please seek out and accept child-free people. Because when you look at it, it's only fair. Kids are expensive. I am expensive. I want to go on multiple vacations. I want to go shopping. I want to do nice stuff. I want to go to nice dinners. And you can't be able to do all of that and still be present for your child. It's just not going to work. So I always say up front, I'm selfish. If you have a child, I am not the one for you. And last but not least, reason number 6 is that y'all kids be bad as fuck and don't nobody got time for that. Y'all kids be no manners. Y'all kids be talking grown. Y'all kids be in y'all business. Y'all kids be rude. And y'all kids be telling all y'all business. And did I also mention y'all kids be telling all y'all business? I don't have time for it because you're not about to be coming and pick me up and your kid is in the car and then your kid go run back and tell your baby mom who you was in the car with, what I look like, what my house look like, all my business. Like, I just don't have time for it. So that is all I have, and I can't stress it enough. If you do not have kids, please don't date people with kids. I know a lot of people say like, oh, well, the type of man I want in his like late 30s and 40s and above. It's hard to find a man with no kids. No, it's not. If you tell yourself that, then that's going to be the truth. If you open up your horizon, there are well-to-do, high-value men that just have not had children yet, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They are just fine. They're just very irresponsible, and they are waiting for the perfect time to be married. And a lot of people like to skip that part and say marriage is just a piece of paper. Well, so is money, but you go to work every day over and beyond to make sure you have it. I think people need to realize that in the court system, the courts favor family. They favor marriage. So when you come to court and you're married and you want child support, you're more than likely to, it's easy, it's without a doubt. When you are in a baby mom, baby daddy situation, it's so messy. And the courts just don't even want to deal with it. And they're going to just do whatever to just get y'all out of their faces. So be mindful of that. And that's all I have. I don't got no more. And like I said, if you don't like what I said, oh well, bye.
Funny to me. That's why you think I left by one time. Got tired of your shit, you almost took mine.